What's going on, guys? The Iron King here, back with our Drive Molded Breakers Season 2 video. And in today's video, we got a little bit of a discussion piece, and we have a special guest to do this with, Mr. Bardock Live. Very, very cool person who I met in the Breakers community. He streams on twitch.tv/Bardock Live. Definitely check him out. And he has a YouTube as well, so please sub on both of the platforms and support the homie. Bardock, what's up, dude?
Yo, what's going on, guys? How's it going? If anyone here on my video does not know Iron Cane, go check him out. His channel's right over here, at Iron Cane on YouTube. He uploads videos basically every single day, pretty much every single day, and he streams all the time too. He streams on YouTube and Twitch, so if you ever want to watch Breakers content, go check him out, for sure. And yeah, today we're going to be talking about the upcoming patch that they're going to be doing, or balance change, I guess I should say. Because it kind of just came out of left field, right? Like, we didn't really expect them to talk about the fact that they're going to be nerfing skills, so...
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess we'll have to see, but we did want to, you know, theorize what they might change, because there are definitely some skills that are used more than others, for sure.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Some of them may or may not be energy field. Cough, cough, right?
Let me pull it up, too. So I got... So I have the results report up right now. Yeah, so it says, we have observed that survivors have a tendency to select certain skills, so we plan to adjust various parameters on existing skills in addition to adjusting raider abilities. We actually didn't even talk about that too before we started. I didn't even mention the raider abilities. I forgot about that too.
Oh yeah, they're adjusting the raider. Oh yeah, I was just so focused on survivor as well.
Yeah, I don't know. So let me see. I mean, do you want to start off with this? Because I know you wanted to talk about bike.
Yeah, no, in terms of abilities that they need to adjust, I think bike has somehow dodged every single balance patch that's come to this game. I don't know how, because it's literally been one of the best abilities in the game since, not even Season 1, just like in the beta as well. I wasn't aware of like how good it was back in the day. But it's just been an ability that's just like stood the test of time. And I think some of the things I feel like could be adjusted with it is the fact that you can just boost indefinitely, and the fact that you can ride it indefinitely, right? The cooldown also is fairly short, but just, I don't know. The fact that you can just sit on it forever, I don't know. What are your thoughts, Bardock?
I mean, it is kind of funny how the only balance change it ever received was just adding 10 seconds of cooldown. Like, I don't know, I mean, I think I would be fine if you could just stay on it forever. But I think if you were to boost maybe like more than maybe 5 seconds, maybe more, maybe 10 seconds or something. I think 5 would be okay though. I think if you boost for like 5 seconds, it will just like explode. Like it'll show like a goofy, you know, Dragon Ball-esque animation where it like blows up from boosting too much, and then it goes on cooldown. That
would be really cool. Yeah, if you use it too much and it like overheats, that would be pretty funny.
Because that's what Bardock's Scouter skill does, right? Like if you see the Raider with the skill version, doesn't it like just go on cooldown?
Yeah, no, yeah, both
like
the Scouter that you find in a crate and Bardock's active skill just blow up. I think, what is it, level 2 and up, or maybe 3 and up?
Yeah, yep, I think level 2 and up. Honestly, I think that's all they really have to do. Like, I don't want bike to be gutted.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, it's a fun skill, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of the most fun to use. Zoom across. And it's really good for saving, too, right?
Yes.
If you don't have IT.
An indirect nerf to bike could be the passive as well. Like, the speed boost. Like,
yeah, actually, that is true.
They wouldn't even have to touch bike itself. They just decrease the mobility boost that you get from the passive. That would also impact it as well.
Yeah, because I feel like, I mean, you said it earlier, like, I feel like without Expert Driver Speed Boost, it's not really that hard to counter. Like, you could actually just destroy it, you know? Like, it's still fast, but you can just super attack it with, like, pretty much any of the Raider supers, and you're sniping them off of it. Mm-hmm. Especially Frieza's stuff.
Oh,
like, he can easily snipe the bike. Or even, like, a volley from, like, Cell or any of the other Raiders that have volleys in level 3.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not really that much of an issue. It's just... Yeah, with Expert Driver Speed Boost, I think you're right. Like, it's like insane. There's nothing the Raider can do.
Yeah, I mean, the big thing is, and we're going to be talking about a lot, is like energy field kind of allowing some of these abilities to be even better, just because like if the Raider is in your face, you're not really going to be able to pop off bike and just get away scot-free unless you're distracted. But because you have barrier, you could pop barrier and then pop your bike, and then you're on your way, right?
Yeah. Which actually, it's good that you say that, right? Because that goes into the next one, energy field. Now, would you say energy field is like the most controversial? Probably, right?
I would say so. I mean, bike and energy field are up there, but it's just, I mean, I made a video about this like a couple days ago, but the fact that energy field has this combo that has no counterplay, energy field into instant transmission, I think that is just completely stupid. You just pop energy field, use instant transmission, you get away absolutely for free. Like, the thing with bike barrier, it's really strong, don't get me wrong, but at least you have a chance of hitting the bike after the barrier goes away. But if people time it right, and it's really not that difficult to time it, you just hit like one skill after another, you're gonna get away every single time with instant transmission and barrier.
Yeah, I've actually been seeing that a lot more the past couple days that I've been playing Raider. Because, I mean, it's been like that since Season 2, since IT dropped, but like I've noticed it even more recently. And yeah, I've noticed more like complaints about energy field recently. Like, it's always been, you know, talked about since it released. Like, everyone was like, this skill's crazy, but I'm seeing a lot more like complaints about it as of like the past like 3 weeks. It's become kind of a hot topic.
Yeah, the way I would adjust it, if they were to adjust energy field, which I think they should personally, is to decrease its duration of being out when you use another active skill with it, right? So if you're using instant transmission, the barrier won't last as long. If you're using bike, the barrier won't last as long. They don't have to immediately cut barrier off if you use another active skill. I could see them doing that. I feel like that's a little too much, but
yeah, I'd agree with that.
Yeah, I just think they need to decrease the duration of it being out when you use another skill.
Yeah, I mean, another thing that they could do is maybe have it like with a invisible health bar. Like, obviously the Raider can't see how much HP it has. Like, it's not gonna have like a green bar above it, but you know, just like after you hit it a couple times with this, kind of like Firewall, right? Like, after you hit it with like a couple ranged attacks or like a super, it'll just auto break the shield, the energy field. That could also be the case. They would have to tweak that though. But I don't know. It's definitely like top 3, maybe even the best. I've seen some people say it's the best,
Yeah.
for sure. I mean, I guess in terms of IT, I don't know if IT is gonna get touched.
Yeah, because like we discussed a little bit before we started recording this, is that on its own, instant transmission is fine because you're not really going to be able to get it off like in like the heat of battle. It's really just a barrier that makes it like as OP as it is. But if you escape the Raider, like if you hide into a cave and you get it off, like I feel like that's earned, right? But if you just pop barrier, use instant transmission, I feel like it's cheap. I personally, I think it's a cheap escape.
Yeah, I would honestly even say that like IT without energy field is actually pretty skillful because like you have to like juke the Raider out to even be able to use that in this phase.
Yeah.
Like, you actually have to go for a pretty good juke play. And otherwise, I mean, the only other time people are using it is just for, if anything, they're not even using it when the Raider's chasing them. It's just to save teammates across the map. So I don't know. I don't think IT will be changed at all.
Yeah. One of the other skills I think, I mean, this is a recent skill, so I don't know if they're going to touch like the more recent ones, but the fry pan could be, I mean, they already touched it a little bit, but the fact that it's really strong with multiple uses, like people can just straight up trap the Raider in like a little box and just like hit them with volleys is like kind of cracked.
Yeah, I know it's bugged right now, right? As of like the update today. It's bugged and like it can't be destroyed. But yeah, even still though, like even if it wasn't bugged, I think it is another skill, right? Where if it's combined, it's just like insane. But on its own, I think it's fair. I think it's fair game. It's pretty easy. The Raider can just fly around it, if anything, or just destroy it. So I don't really see that being touched either. I mean, maybe if they were to do anything, maybe like make it not as high up into the sky. But I don't know.
I mean, in terms of nerfs, I really feel like it's just bike, energy field, Is that it, Bardock? Like, would you say like those are the main two that should be touched? Because everything else, I don't think there's any other skill that are as oppressive. Like maybe the grapple, maybe the grapple.
Yeah, I mean, dude, the grapple is such a hot topic, and actually, you know what? That is one thing I want to say here, just for either of our videos. I don't want anyone to be like, you know, what's the word? I guess dissuaded from using these skills. Like, we're not hating on them. Well, like, we're not the build brigade here. We're just kind of like saying, like, you know, skills that are, you know, more commonly used that might be receiving changes. Like, we're not telling you guys to just not use these skills. Like, we're not saying, oh, they're cheese, don't use them or else you're a cheese ball.
Yeah.
We're not saying that. We're just talking about the skills. You should use whatever you want. You know, you pulled the skill from luck, so like you should be able to use it.
I'm not gonna act like I haven't used instant transmission and barrier on an occasion, but no, I mean, I feel like it's different from using it and then admitting how strong it is, right? Like just not having that bias.
Yeah, for sure. Like, I think most people are, you know, realizing that with energy field, especially. Maybe not the other ones, but like especially energy field. I think people know it's like ridiculous.
Yeah,
at times.
It's all just about making the experience as fair as possible. I mean, in asymmetrical games, it's always hard to like make the game completely 100% balanced, especially this game with like 7 versus 1, right? But it's just I think those are the main skills that should be touched, like energy field and bike, really, and then maybe I mean they already touched grapple though. Like grapple has that 70-second cooldown, and it's just one of those skills that feels so ingrained to the survivor's kit that I don't know, like I can never see it like leaving, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think grapple is like one of those skills that, I mean, there's been perks and just abilities in other asims like this that will always be hated by one side but kind of a necessity on the other side.
Yeah.
Because like as a raider, when you're chasing a survivor, like you literally knock them out of D-change and then they just can grapple across the entire, like halfway, not the entire map. And then by the time you catch up to them, it's like you lose keys in the process, or sometimes what I'll see people do is they'll like grapple away, and then they'll get behind a cliff and then IT away with energy field. So it's like they're gone, bro. Like you knock them out of D-change and they're still just gone.
And you were mentioning how on PC in particular, like how it's even stronger just because people can like flick and like move more accurately with their mouse. Where on like console, you know, you could still be good with it, but like not as precise as you can on PC.
Yeah, but yeah, like again, at the same time though, like from a survivor POV, it's like, dude, if you try to play this game without grapple, like I've been doing it recently for the past couple of weeks of season 2, just for like testing purposes, right? And bro, it's like almost impossible to get away sometimes without grapple.
I mean, yeah, you
like,
have
get clapped instantly.
Well, like you would have to use bike or like instant transmission at least, like because there's only so many. IT. Yeah, there's only so many evasive or like mobile skills in this game.
Yeah, it's been interesting. Because,
actually, on the topic of mobile skills and like we were talking about skills that need nerfs, but in terms of skills that need buffs, the flying Nimbus, the flying Nimbus needs a massive buff, bro. I think the speed boost does apply to it, but even with the speed boost passive, it's still garbage, man. And one of the most like iconic, I don't want to say vehicles, but just one of the most iconic like things from Dragon Ball, like OG Dragon Ball, being the flying Nimbus, and the fact that it sucks so bad. I just don't get it. Like the cooldown is really long. It's super slow. I mean, the only thing that's good about it, I guess, is that you could like the mobility of it, the fact you can go like up and down, like the verticality, and just I don't know. That's all it has going for it, really.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, you would think that with Expert Driver speed boost it would be usable, but it's still not. Like,
not even close.
It's obviously faster, but like it's still slow. Like the Raider is still gonna blast you instantly, unless you just are at the top of the map. But even then, it's like,
yeah, the only like use I've seen out of it is people just flying all the way to the top of the map, because Raiders normally don't look up, they tend to look down. So like you could like avoid the Raider that way, but that's really the only use.
Yeah, I don't, they just gotta buff the speed, because like another thing to take into account is that, bro, the startup time is like long as hell too. Like you call in the Nimbus and then you like jump on it.
Bro, I would like kill to see somebody like yeah.
I don't know, bro.
Seeing somebody like pop barrier and use Nimbus like a bike would be so funny. They're just like moving inches away from the Raider.
Yeah, dude, like, oh my god, they need to do something, because I was using it a lot in season 1, but it's not happening now. It's definitely not happening
It's
nowadays.
a shame.
Everyone just knows how to play Raider, and they'll just cook you in 2 seconds if you try that.
Yeah. One of the newer abilities that definitely needs some looking at is Scouter. Scouter for sure.
Yes, Scouter. First off, the item in general was just horrible in season 1. Like, I would see a Scouter and just drop it. I wouldn't even like keep it on
100%.
me and then swap it with another item. I just wouldn't even pick. I would just keep walking. But I mean, it was kind of cool that they gave it to Bardock, but like a 90-second cooldown is like, bro, like who play tested this? Please. They're like genuinely. I don't know. I mean, what would you say like they should do to it?
To put it in perspective, Energy Field is 120 seconds and Scouter is 90. So it's like how is Scouter like that close to like Energy Field's cooldown? Like that's insane to me.
Yeah.
In terms of making the ability better, it either should not have a cooldown at all. Like the only time I think it should have a cooldown is if it breaks. Maybe, and like having like a 30-second cooldown. But personally, I don't think it should have a cooldown at all. Like you could literally, like you said, you could find Scouters in crates. Like I always make the joke when you find like a Scouter in a crate, like, hey guys, look, it's Bardock's active, but like better. You can use it whenever you want, right? It's just, I don't know, it doesn't make any sense. It's a 5-star ability as well. That's supposed to be like a higher tier ability, and it's that crappy. I don't know, strange.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is too, it's not like you use Scouter and you could just immediately get to the civilians. Like you still have to walk to them, you know? Like it's not like you could just use Scouter and just steal all the civilians from your teammates and the Raider. It's like you still have to go to the civilians and save them. So I don't know why they put that on, but
another thing
I don't know. It's
another thing to think about too is that Bike literally has a faster cooldown than...
Yeah, right, dude. Like what?
Oh, man.
That's insane. What else is on our little list here? Oh yeah, missile, right? Missile.
Yeah.
I mean, again, that's kind of similar to Nimbus. Just make it faster. It gets destroyed too easily from the Raider when they see you in it. Like you go at like, I don't know.
Yeah, the way...
I think you go slower than walking, bro, in the missile.
Oh yeah. The way I looked at Missile, like when the game first released, it was like the poor man's Kyle Can Rush. Like,
Yeah.
like low key.
Pretty much.
But yeah, just make it like travel farther, honestly.
Yeah, that too. Yeah, even farther. Like, I would like that. It would be nice as like if they don't want to make it faster, it would still be nice for like objectives. Because it has a pretty short cooldown, right? I think it's only 30 seconds.
It's
or
60.
maybe not.
60,
Oh, it is 60. Yeah. Maybe make it 30 though.
Yeah.
And then just have it strictly for like objectives.
Yeah, at least 45, something like that.
Yeah. Okay, do you wanna tackle Goku Gum here?
Sure, yeah, I could do that. So Go-Go Gum is probably one of the strongest abilities on the Raiders side. It holds survivors in place and allows you to land a super attack, allows you to shoot them with Ki Blast, melee combo them, whatever you want to do. But on the survivor side, it'll hold the Raider down, but like the tracking on it is god awful. When it's like from the Raider side, it's like it's god tier on the Raider side. Like the tracking is really, really good. Some people use it just to down survivors who are like running away from you after their D change ends. Just because the tracking is that good. So for it to suck so much like nards like on the survivor side is pretty crazy, especially considering, you know, the cooldown and everything.
That's hilarious. Yeah, I honestly, like, before they even dropped Go-Go, like, when it was teased and stuff, I thought it was going to be the exact same thing. Like, I thought it was going to be a frame one
Me too.
block.
Yeah.
But, it's basically just Krillin Shu 2.0, except worse.
Mm-hmm.
So, hopefully they touch that. Hopefully.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of, like, stun abilities, I would say Krillin Shu probably is the best. Even though its tracking is not, like, you know, insane. But it has a 30-second cooldown, which I feel like is really solid for a stun. And I just find it pretty reliable in terms of stunning, in terms of like Solar Flare. Like Solar Flare is good. Like you were mentioning how good it is when it lands, but like the key thing is when it lands, right?
Yeah, the startup time is freaking takes forever on that. Plus, you have to be facing them right face to face for the most part. Sometimes it glitches, but and then Charming Pose is. I love Charming Pose, but yeah, too long of a cooldown.
Yeah, no, it's just strange because, I mean, I can understand why they didn't make it the same cooldown as Solar Flare, because in my opinion, Charming Pose is a better version. Maybe it holds the Raider in place for less amount of time, but like you said, it hits from every direction. It's faster.
Yeah.
So it'd be like 45 would be reasonable, but I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, I think 45 is fair. Like if they made it 30, then probably nobody would use Solar Flare.
Yeah.
Charming Pose would just be better for the most part. Yeah. Okay, so you know what? I know I just had you go over Gohan, but I think you should go over Saiyan Pod just for the sake of the meme.
Oh my god, dude. Yeah. So if you guys don't know, Saiyan Pod is a little bit of a meme on the channel, just because there's so many people that defend this ability. And to a certain extent, I get it, because it was really good. There was a time where Saiyan Pod was very good, but they since adjusted the cooldown, because I think it was 180 at a time, right, Bardock, or am I crazy?
Yeah, I think because in the beta it was like 60 seconds or whatever, and then when the game actually dropped, they tweaked it because everyone complained in the beta, so they made it 180, and then now it's what, 150?
Yeah, 150. So it's just one of those abilities that just have not aged very well. It takes way too long to land. The cooldown is egregiously long, and instant transmission is just the obvious better option in my opinion. Like it's safer, it's faster, and Saiyan Pod can be destroyed, right? So if it gets destroyed, you're basically cucked out of your escape, and then what else can you do when it's destroyed, right?
Yeah, and also, I mean, dude, the noise that it makes too, by the way, is like, you could hear that from across the map as a Raider. I feel like the woo, like, I don't know. Maybe get rid of that. Make it come in like a little bit faster, not like instantly like how it originally did in the betas, but just a little bit faster, and then it could be viable and not too oppressive at the same time.
For sure. I mean, it seems like what they're adjusting is abilities that are used often. So keeping that in mind, it'll probably be because I mean the skills that you see in like every game: grapple, bike, barrier, instant transmission, and then beyond that, it kind of spreads out. So I feel like in terms of what to expect of what's going to be touched, I imagine it'll be those 4 skills. But for passives, we were kind of talking beforehand that there's not really too many passives that are like insane, right? Besides like auto barrier. I feel like that's like a must on everybody's kit. But beyond that, it's really just like auto barrier and then maybe expert driver speed boost. But
yeah, which again is only really an issue with bike. Like expert driver speed boost actually makes the default vehicles like worth using that spawn in like the city, like those vehicles.
Oh yeah, they're terrible without it. They're absolutely terrible.
Yeah, and also Nimbus, it makes, you know, somewhat better, but still horrible. Nimbus. But yeah, I mean, I hope they don't change speed boost though. Like thinking about it now, because that would just kind of suck for the other vehicles.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah, they're probably better off just focusing on bike itself more so than adjusting the passive, because it's not really fair to nerf everything across the board when bike is really the issue, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I've seen that in like a lot of different games, especially ASIMs, where like one thing will just be broken and then they nerf it, or they nerf something that like supports it, and then that support like gets ruined for anything else that benefited from it. Right, so like that's why I don't want them to nerf speed boost, because I don't want all the supporting vehicles to get nerfed too, as like an indirect result. But I don't think they'll touch that. Probably not. I think speed boost will stay the same. Plus you have to pull it too, which doesn't really matter. It's pretty easy, but yeah. And I mean, Princely Pride as like a buff.
Oh my god, dude. Yes, Princely Pride is probably one of the worst passives in the game, because if you think about it, it's not even just down, you have to get executed by the Raider to get the benefits of it. And I had it at +10, and I think it did a quarter when I was level 1, while you could just get like 2 charges from a machine, which would give you half. So the fact that it just gave me a quarter for getting executed is terrible. I'm not saying it has to fill up like an entire level, but at least half, dude. I don't know, or at least like 3/4 at max or something. I don't know, just like, because getting executed I mean, maybe their worry is if they make it too good, like people will intentionally down themselves, level up. But like, I don't know. Like, I mean, that's kind of to the Raiders' benefit as well because they'll level up. So I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I'd be fine if it was just like level 1 to 2, you know, maybe not 2 to 3. Maybe make it so like if you're level 2, it'll give you like 75% to 3, 50%.
Yeah.
Because it is an entire passive slot, right? It's like, bro, who is using that now? Who is actually using that? Unless they just started the game and they, like, that's the only thing they have. But yeah, I don't know. That skill is weird. I was kind of excited for it too when I heard about like a Zenkai skill, a Zenkai boost skill. But they kind of did it dirty.
It's a shame because that's like the most Dragon Ball passive probably in the game, and it's really, really bad.
What else did I put here?
I think you mentioned Beyond Super Saiyan, like kind of upping the maximum charge of it's 60, right?
Yeah.
So maybe like 70 or 80 even, would it be better?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think this one would happen either, but like, I feel like 60 is not bad, right? It's definitely not trash. There's no way that's trash because 60 is really good for like level 4 and especially level 1. I think it shines for those two especially, and then it's just nice for 2 and 3 extra HP. But I don't think it would be that bad if it was like buffed up to like 70 or 80.
You know what they could do is maybe like what you were saying is for like level 1 and 2, maybe they increase it, like it's like an extra 100 for level 1, but for level 2 it's 80, and then level 3 it's 70, and
then, they could do that,
and so on. That could be kind of cool.
Change it to like a percentage bonus instead of like a flat number.
Yeah,
that would work. Okay. I mean, I think we did forget one skill though, right? Kaioken.
Yes. Kaioken was one of my favorite abilities back in the day. It was really good in combination with floating device. I actually have a short on my channel talking about like it being the best combo in the game, where you would use floating device and a Kaioken rush and then grapple, and you'd be like out of dodge like really, really quickly. But unfortunately, that got rid of the speed boost that you got when you used Kaioken rush with the floating device. So now it kind of just fell off entirely, which sucks.
Yeah, that's actually it's another skill I haven't seen. I think I've probably seen Kaioken. Aside from me using it, I've probably only seen it like 5 times since season 2 started. Like no joke. Like I've only seen it used. Yeah. I mean, it is bugged, right? So a lot of people just stop using it because of that. But
Kaioken rush?
Yeah, well, I don't know if it's bugged on PlayStation, but on PC it'll sometimes do a 180 and you'll go the complete opposite direction.
Oh yeah, that's
weird.
Always been an issue, or at least I don't know if it's the same issue that you're talking about, but like if you're locked onto the Raider, you'll like want to use it to escape, but you'll accidentally go towards the Raider, then you just like cuck yourself, right?
Oh yeah, no, that happens too, but there was like a new like bug in season 2 where even if you're not near the Raider, like sometimes you'll just use it and you'll 180 and go the complete like opposite way. It's weird. It's jank. You'll like just Kaioken into a wall even though you're facing the other way.
I've had some funny moments with it when I didn't know how to work. I thought you would use it based on what your camera is facing, not what your character model is. So say if an area is being destroyed, I would use it in the wrong direction and just die. And, like I was just like face palm immediately afterwards.
I remember that when I started.
But yeah, is that everything? I think those are all the skills I feel like be
pretty
worth.
much. I mean, I don't want to like make this video too long, but the fact that they did like add adjusting Raider abilities also, I didn't even think about that.
We could do another video for that, man. We come back.
Yeah, we should probably come back and do that because we could also go over probably like the kill rates more in detail too.
Yeah.
This is a long video, so yeah, we should do a part 2 because they could do like there's so much stuff that we could talk about with that. Like they could buff Boo's abilities, like turn into candy or whatever.
Yeah.
A bunch of other things, but yeah, we'll talk about that for sure.
All right, guys. Let us know in the comments below what abilities you think should be buffed, what abilities you should get nerfs, if there are any that we missed. And if you liked the video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more Dragon Ball The Breakers showcases, updates, discussions like these, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. And make sure to check out Bardock's channel in the description below.
Also check out Iron King, guys. I'll have him linked his Twitch and his YouTube in the description. Go peep him. But thank you guys for watching, though. Take care. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.
Peace.